So guys, before we get started, don't forget we do have that amazing discount code thanks to Tier 0 Games going on right now. And all you have to do is put in ZWGames5 to get 5% discount on your total order at tier0games.com. The links will be in the description below. Also YouTube, Day Heavens F4 Games, bringing you Chris's first place Cyber Dragon Invoked deck. Now again, this was all from locals. He took this to Euros as well and had an incredible amount of fun with it. And there is like a crazy interaction that I didn't even think of between these two engines. Not just the fact that Alistar and any of the Cyber Dragons in Graveyard abuses the field, but there's actually a very, very nice kind of interaction between the main deck of Cyber Dragons and the extra deck of Invoked, and I'll show you that as soon as we get to it. So, without further ado, I'm going to take you through the profile, show you exactly what he's got, and go from there. Now, this is not complete as of yet. There's probably a couple of cards that will change around once he gets hold of the other pieces that he's missing. But for now, it is still incredibly powerful and useful. So, triple Alistar the Invoker. Again, very, very powerful. It might actually be very, very good when we get the new Salamangreat monster, because that Salamangreat monster will go into the extra deck purely because it can use Alistar as a material as well. It is Cyber Dragon, so we do play triple Cyber Dragon itself. And then, of course, we've also got triple Cyber Dragon Core and triple Cyber Dragon Nashta. Now, Nashta is where the fun begins. When you read Nashta the first time, you just naturally go, cool, I'm going to be bringing back Cyber Dragon from the graveyard. You read it again, you go, cool, I can bring back Infinity and I can bring back Nova. But if you read it a third time, you actually go, damn, is any machine with 2,100 attack or 2,100 in defense? So how far into the future were Konami thinking? Well, let's put it this way. Mechaba has 2,100 defense. So, it does, as long as you have successfully fusion summoned it, you can revive Mechaba off of your Cyber Dragon Nashta, which is insane. Absolutely crazy, massive, big brain plays, which is why the interaction is so good. We've then got two Galaxy Soldiers. I don't know whether you would play a third. Would you play a third, Chris?
I think too bricky.
Two. He finds it too bricky, so he'd definitely be playing the one Cyber Dragon Galaxy Soldier, but I'm assuming he would definitely want to be playing more than one Cyber Dragon Hers, but he's only got access to one at the moment. And then for the hand traps, you've got your Triple Ash, and we've got the one Honest. Now, I would personally be cutting the Honest for the second Hers, but still having an Honest right now in 2018, 2019, God, get my years right. It's still very, very good because it catches a lot of people off guard because they don't expect it. And because everything's in a damage step, you can't call by the grave it. So if they leave a monster on board and go, less so Mechaba, more so your Cyber Dragons, maybe even your Infinity, and go, oh, I've baited out the Infinity negate, the Infinity's now down on 21, 23, I'm going to kill it. If they drop an Honest on you, you're in a lot of trouble, and it can cause, actually just maintain your Cyber Dragon on board, kill their monster they've attacked it. If they then can't get rid of your Infinity, next turn Infinity's going to steal something they've left in attack mode, and just build up the board from then on. Onto the spells, triple Cyber Emergency. This definitely needs a reprint. Came out in the first BLLR and it is crazy high, but there's a reason for it. It adds any light machine monster that cannot be normal summoned or set from your deck, and it's still incredibly powerful as you go. Continuing on the Invoked, we've got double Magical Meltdown, and then we've got double Repair Plant. Alongside double Power Bond, you can actually Power Bond Mechaba, so you can get a 5k Mechaba using Power Bond, which is incredibly powerful and incredibly useful. You can then bring back your Alistar and Alistar if you've got one banished, or even if you've got one in hand. You can actually turn your Mechaba, if you have all three Alistars, into an 8k Beat Stick, which can also negate. Double Machine Dupe. Now, I agree with this in the sense that Machine Dupe is great in a Cyber Dragon deck, because if you don't know, if you hit a Core or a Nashta that becomes Cyber Dragon on the field, you actually get to summon out 2 more Cyber Dragons from your deck. So straight away, if you have the ability of reviving a Cyber Dragon, that also gives you the ability to go into a Sieger, as well as going into a Infinity, or of course if you want to spice it up, you can go into a Mechaba as well. Obviously the biggest issue is if this gets ashed, you're in a lot of trouble. You've also got 2 Invocations. Invocation again is a fusion card, so it can also be used to fusion some of the Cyber Dragons as well, but you're 9 out of 10 using this for the Mechaba. So here's a go second deck. So you do play double Twin Twisters and triple Call by the Graves. You can probably take the Call by the Graves out if you're going to focus on going second, but it's still very, very useful to stop you getting hand trapped during a turn. Like I said, Machine Dupe is incredibly powerful going second, so Call by the Graves to stop your opponent ashing you is always going to be good. Then got the one Super Poly. Again, Super Poly is incredibly useful. Gets you into your Violet Chimera. Also gets you into your Venom Dragon as well. And because your opponent can't respond to it, being able to get a Venom Dragon on board that could possibly be anything like up to 5800 attack on that turn it's summoned, can again cause your opponent a lot of issues. The 1 rev system, again, would definitely be going up once he gets hold of more. A Monster Reborn and a Book of the Law. Again, Book of the Law just to kind of help improve that Invoked engine. Not to mention that if you do get to special summon out a Cyber Dragon, and then you get to link it off with an Alistair, you can go straight into Alistair, Invoker of Madness. That in turn will allow you to have 2 link zones that can then accommodate a mech bar that could then turn into a Purgatrio, as well as an Infinity if you have the ability to bring back a Nashta or a Sieger as well. And then for the traps, we've got 2 red reboot, purely because you're going second. If your opponent flips that Crescendo on you, or of course your Fog Blade, you don't mind paying half your life points to set it all back down, because you're going to kill them that turn anyway. Moving on to the extra deck, we'll go through the Link Monsters first, and then the XYZs, and then the Fusions. So for the Link Monsters, of course, you've got the 1 Alistair Invoker, and then 2 Sieger. Sieger is incredibly powerful during the battle phase, being able to bump any of them up to a 4200 beta, and again can bump anything that has 2100 attack or more. So, I'm pretty sure, if I've read that right, 1 machine monster you control with 2100 more attack, and it gains an extra 2100, so you can also turn your mech bar into a 4600 beta using a Sieger as well, which is incredibly powerful. XYZs, all quite straightforward and standard on this one. You've got your double Infinity and your double Nova to get into those. Moving on to the Fusions again, for the spice of the Invoked engine, you've got double mech bar and the single Purgatrio. Purgatrio is more so if your opponents have tried to Ash you, or if you want to be using and abusing your own Ash, dependent on when you want to use it, and then turn it into a Mecha Bar during the battle phase with a Book of the Law. Your fusion targets, or your Super Poly targets, of course, we've got Mud Dragon and Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. If you do worry about Salaman Greats the most, you can, of course, put in your Violet Chimera as well as a side deck option. Then, of course, to get rid of any monster in the extra monster zone, you've got your Chimera Tech, and then you've got your Rampage, and you've also got your Fortress Dragon. Again, these can all be changed up to anything you kind of want, but Power Bond can be king, especially with a Rampage Dragon, which is going to be swinging in for 42 at base, and then it gets additional attacks on top of that as well. So, that is it for the deck profile. Again, very, very interesting kind of combination between the two. Like I said, it is incomplete at this moment in time, but just being able to use and abuse the work of Nashta. I mean, Nashta is such a good card and such a great introduction to the deck. It's insane. The fact, like I said, it just gets better and better the more and more you think about it. So any machine monster that has 2100 attack or defense can be revived. Now, I can't remember much more off the top of my head. Dingrisu, that was it, sorry. Dingrisu, you can actually revive Dingrisu. So if you actually wanted to mix up Cyber Dragons with Orcas, you can revive your Dingrisu off of your Nashta. So if your opponent, I don't know, somehow clears off your Orcus and you're all relying on top deck, if you have the ability to normal or special summon Nashta, you actually get to revive the Dingrisu from grave. Dingrisu will then send 1 card and it just pushes off from there. So that is another nice addition as well. But that is it for the deck profile. Hope you liked it. Hope it gave you a couple of ideas of mixing Cyber Dragons with more, or just going pure Cyber Dragons and seeing how many shenanigans you can get off with your Cyber Dragon Infinity and Sieger, because they are both incredibly powerful cards as well. But for now, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling. What's up, YouTube? Dan here from Zephyr Games. Thanks for watching that video. If you liked it, please hit that big thumbs up button in the bottom corner as well. And don't forget to hit the big red subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything. Make sure you click that notification bell as well so you know every time one of our new videos goes up. Throughout the whole year of 2019, we're going to have more deck profiles, duels, and of course pack openings for you guys to watch and enjoy the entire year round. So stay tuned for more, and as always, guys, happy dueling.